Welcome back to our channel, where we bring you the most explosive updates on the royal family and their untold stories. Today, we have something so shocking, it could change the future of the monarchy itself. Prince Harry's heart-wrenching dilemma has just taken a dangerous turn, as a scandal involving Meghan Markle and a betrayal by her closest ally, Jessica Mulroney, threatens to unravel everything they've worked for. Stay with us, because what we're about to reveal may shake the royal family to its very core. Prince Harry's cold and calculated response, following Jessica Mulroney's bombshell accusation against Meghan Markle, has left many in disbelief. This explosive claim, emerging from the wreckage of a once public friendship, is as direct as it is devastating. Sources close to Jessica Mulroney, who was once regarded as Meghan's closest confidant, suggest that Meghan has been accused of a profound betrayal, an affair with Jessica's husband, Ben Mulroney. This revelation, explosive in its nature, has spread like wildfire across the Atlantic, threatening not only the delicate fabric of a royal marriage, but also igniting a catastrophic ultimatum from King Charles III. This claim is not just a personal betrayal. It is a seismic shift that could tear apart the Sussex family's carefully constructed narrative. Now Prince Harry, a man who has sacrificed everything, from his family to his country to his military career, is faced with an agonizing decision. His loyalty is being torn between the woman he loves and the institution he was born to serve. The path ahead of him is anything but clear, for this is a crossroads where love and duty collide, where confronting a painful truth may change the course of his future forever. At the core of this unsettling revelation lies the king's final ultimatum, a decision that could ultimately shatter the royal legacy. The affair, if proven true, threatens to expose a darker side to the Sussex family, one that may undo everything they have worked for. To fully comprehend the weight of the situation, we must first revisit the early days of Meghan and Jessica's seemingly unshakable connection, a friendship that began under the bright lights of Hollywood but gradually transformed into something far more complex and ultimately transactional. What appeared to be the pinnacle of modern female friendship, bonded by shared experiences, social media posts, and mutual admiration, was actually built on a foundation that may not have been as solid as it seemed. Meghan, an ambitious actress navigating the fiercely competitive television industry, and Jessica, an effortlessly chic stylist with connections to Canada's political elite, first crossed paths on the set of Suits in Toronto. Jessica, the daughter-in-law of Canada's former Prime Minister Brian Mulroney and the wife of well-known broadcaster Ben Mulroney, brought with her a potent mix of old-money influence and the glitzy world of Hollywood ambition. Their friendship, it seemed, was destined from the start. Two women, both at the intersections of power and privilege, finding common ground in a world that demands both. But as their connection deepened, so did the complexity of their relationship. While Meghan's career soared, Jessica's role in her life evolved from a simple friendship to a vital connection, a bridge to the upper echelons of society. Meghan's rise to fame in Hollywood would have been unimaginable without Jessica's access to the corridors of power, from influential media circles to political connections that only someone of Jessica's background could provide. Meghan, ever the opportunist, was using her friendship with Jessica not just for emotional support, but as a strategic tool to propel her career forward. Yet, as their lives intertwined further, it became clear that their bond was not built solely on mutual trust and affection. Meghan had learned to rely on Jessica's connections, using them to open doors to new opportunities. Jessica, in turn, found herself increasingly caught in the orbit of Meghan's ambitions. While their friendship was painted as an image of modern sisterhood, there was an undercurrent of mutual benefit, each woman using the other to climb higher in the world they inhabited. Jessica's involvement in Meghan's royal wedding solidified her place within the inner circle of the Sussex family. Her children even played key roles in the event, her son as a page boy, her daughter as a bridesmaid, symbols of a bond that appeared unbreakable. But behind the polished exterior, cracks were beginning to form. Meghan's relationship with Jessica began to shift as Meghan's life moved into the rarefied air of the royal family. The more Meghan ascended, the more she distanced herself from those who had helped her along the way, and Jessica was no exception. As Meghan's personal and professional priorities evolved, so too did her needs, and Jessica, once a crucial part of her world, began to fade into the background. It wasn't until Meghan's marriage to Prince Harry and their subsequent rise to royal prominence that the true nature of their friendship began to unravel. Jessica, once a trusted ally, found herself sidelined as Meghan's role as a duchess took center stage. While Meghan built a new world, supported by her royal connections, Jessica was left to watch from the sidelines, feeling the sting of being discarded. The friendship that had once seemed so genuine now appeared to be little more than a stepping stone for Meghan's ascent. But it was not until 2020, amid a public scandal surrounding Jessica's own personal struggles, that the depth of the betrayal became clear. Jessica found herself in the midst of a social media firestorm involving accusations of white privilege, a controversy that severely impacted her career and reputation. In her time of need, she turned to Meghan, expecting the same loyalty and support that she had shown her over the years. Yet Meghan, now firmly established as a global advocate for social justice, chose to remain silent, leaving Jessica to navigate the storm alone. This moment of abandonment was the final straw for Jessica. It revealed a painful truth. The friendship she had cherished was, in fact, nothing more than a transaction, a relationship based on mutual benefit rather than genuine affection. Jessica's response to this realization was gradual but powerful. As the days passed and her life continued to spiral out of control, she began to examine the true nature of her relationship with Meghan. What she uncovered was a pattern of manipulation, ambition, and betrayal. The affair, which had been whispered about for years, became a painful, undeniable truth. Meghan, in her pursuit of fame, had used Jessica for her connections, only to discard her when she no longer served her purpose. And now, as Jessica found herself at the center of a bitter divorce and personal turmoil, she was ready to tell her side of the story. The affair, once hidden in the shadows, now came into the light. Jessica's testimony, backed by digital records, text messages, and testimonies from those who had witnessed Meghan and Ben's clandestine relationship, painted a damning picture of the woman she had once called a sister. The accusations were no longer hearsay. They were supported by hard evidence that could not be ignored. As Jessica's public campaign to expose Meghan gained traction, the repercussions rippled through the media. Meghan, who had long been regarded as a victim in the eyes of the public, now found herself facing accusations that could completely undermine her carefully crafted image. The betrayal, it seemed, was far more than just an affair. It was a betrayal of trust, a betrayal of loyalty, and perhaps most damaging of all, a betrayal of the very principles Meghan had claimed to stand for. For Prince Harry, the fallout has been nothing short of catastrophic. Caught between his wife and his family, he is now forced to make a choice that could change the trajectory of his life. Will he continue to stand by Meghan, or will he reconcile with his family and distance himself from the scandal that has engulfed them both? His decision will shape not only the future of his marriage but the future of the entire Sussex brand, and potentially the monarchy itself. The truth of Jessica Mulroney's accusations is still unfolding, but one thing is clear: this revelation is far from over. The royal family, already in turmoil, now faces a new challenge, a challenge that could change the course of their history forever. For Meghan, Jessica was far more than just a friend. She was a crucial figure in the intricate world of power, privilege, and opportunity that Meghan was beginning to navigate. Jessica, with her deep connections to high society, served as a gateway to circles Meghan could never have accessed on her own. Through Jessica, Meghan was granted entry into a world of influence, where doors were opened with the mere mention of her name. As Jessica took on the role of Meghan's stylist and confidant, she played an instrumental part in shaping Meghan's transformation from a television star into a global icon. Their bond grew even stronger when Meghan married Prince Harry, with Jessica's children playing pivotal roles in the royal wedding, an unspoken confirmation of her standing within the royal family's inner circle. However, beneath the surface of their seemingly perfect friendship, a different narrative was unfolding, one driven by ambition and strategy. Meghan, according to those who knew her best, wasn't just building personal relationships. She was methodically constructing a network designed to propel her to greater heights. The Mulroney family, particularly Ben, became invaluable assets in Meghan's journey. Their deep ties to Canadian media, politics, and high society opened up opportunities Meghan could never have secured on her own. Close friends from this period suggest that Meghan's approach to these connections was far heartfelt, it was calculated. They weren't just friends, they were stepping stones in a game where Meghan was determined to succeed, no matter the cost. Jessica, on the other hand, remained fiercely loyal to Meghan. She treated Meghan like family, investing her time, energy, and professional expertise into helping her friend climb the ladder of success. In return, Jessica stood by as Meghan's star rose to dazzling heights. Yet, as Meghan's fame grew, so did the cracks in their relationship. The bright lights of celebrity and royal status seemed to dim the connection they had once shared. Jessica, caught in the whirlwind of Meghan's transformation, began to wonder if their bond had ever been based on anything more than convenience. Was their friendship genuine, built on mutual respect and trust? Or was it simply a transaction, where Meghan took what she needed and discarded those who no longer served her purpose? For years, Jessica had been Meghan's rock in North America, a steadfast ally in a world that was rapidly shifting. But as Meghan's profile grew and her relationship with Prince Harry deepened, the dynamics began to change. Jessica's role in Meghan's life gradually diminished, her influence slipping away as Meghan's focus shifted to her new royal identity. The royal wedding came and went, and with it, a stark realization for Jessica. She was no longer as integral to Meghan's life as she had once been. As Meghan distanced herself from old friends and embraced her new royal persona, Jessica felt the painful sting of betrayal. What had once been an unbreakable bond now seemed fragile, its foundation eroded by the demands of Meghan's new life. The breaking point came in 2020, when Jessica, who had stood by Meghan through every challenge, found herself alone and unsupported. A public altercation with a fellow influencer during the height of the Black Lives Matter movement exposed deep cracks in their relationship. In the aftermath of the scandal, Jessica reached out to Meghan, hoping for the same loyalty and support she had always shown her. But instead of the comforting words of a friend, she was met with silence. Meghan, now a powerful global advocate for social justice, refused to lend her friend a helping hand. The silence was deafening, and for Jessica, it was the final blow, the moment that shattered her belief in the friendship they had once shared. Meghan, who had always portrayed herself as an advocate for women and equality, had abandoned her friend in her time of need. Jessica, left alone in the wake of the betrayal, began to reassess everything she had once believed about their relationship. The realization hit hard. Meghan had used her, not just for her connections, but for her own ambition, and once those connections were no longer necessary, she was cast aside. The woman who had once treated her like family now seemed like a distant figure, someone whose values no longer aligned with her own. This painful truth became the catalyst for Jessica's decision to speak out. This painful moment marked the turning point for Jessica, an awakening that shattered everything she thought she knew about her friendship with Meghan. The realization hit her with the force of a tidal wave. What she had once cherished as a deep, emotional connection had in fact been a carefully constructed facade. It was not a relationship built on love, but one based on mutual benefit. And when Jessica was no longer useful to Meghan, she was discarded without a second thought. The true extent of this betrayal unfolded with devastating clarity as Jessica grappled with the collapse of her marriage to Ben Mulroney, compounded by the crushing reality of Meghan's abandonment. It was in this moment of personal devastation that Jessica began to speak out, slowly and deliberately, sharing the raw truth of what had happened between her and Meghan. The accusations grew louder, fueled by the heartbreaking story of an affair that had torn her apart. But it wasn't just the affair itself that cut so deeply. It was the gut-wrenching realization that the very foundation of her friendship with Meghan had been built on lies. According to those who were closest to her, Jessica now saw the affair as the culmination of years of manipulation, a deliberate and calculated campaign orchestrated by Meghan to keep her close while exploiting her for personal gain. As time passed, and Jessica's personal life unraveled further, the truth about Meghan's betrayal became increasingly clear. What had once seemed like isolated incidents, late-night phone calls, secretive meetings, moments of intimacy that crossed the line between friendship and something far darker, now revealed themselves to be part of a pattern. Jessica no longer believed the affair had been a spur-of-the-moment mistake. It was, in her eyes, the result of a long-planned strategy, a seduction designed not just to steal her husband, but to secure her position and advance her own ambitions.